everyone. Thanks so much for stopping by at the Peppered Peach today. We're going to be checking out something from her Magnolia journal, her winter edition, and that is the vegetable strata. So she does preface this recipe by saying that this is something you can make ahead, but we're not going to make it ahead today. We're making it now because I want to try this. It looks really good in the pictures and I love every ingredient in here. So we're going to compile everything together and throw it in the oven. So let's get this going. All right, so our first step is to take our sourdough bread, we're gonna cube it up, and then we're gonna throw it in a pan and then put that in the oven for 10 minutes. So, let's go. Okie dokie. We got our sourdough cubed up. We're gonna throw this in the oven for 10 minutes. And we're gonna get started on chopping up some of our vegetables and then heading over to the stove to cook them up. All right, so before we head over to the stove, let's chop up our veggies. So we have a leek here. She only calls for one. I know I have two here, but it's like 1.5. So I am just gonna chop this up. And she says to half it lengthwise and then slice. So let's do that. I also love leek, so I don't really care if there's a little extra leek in there. So, and that one's small. All right. Leek chopped. All right. Now with the asparagus, we are actually going to, what are we gonna do? I don't know. I can't find it. Okay, trimmed and chopped. Okay. So I'm gonna take the ends off. And I'm just gonna do like, she doesn't even say, she usually says like 1 inch, but she doesn't this time. She just says 1 pound of fresh asparagus trimmed and chopped. So I'm gonna make these maybe a little bit bite-sized, knowing the fact that it'll probably shrink when it's in the oven a little bit. Right. Okay, actually this is all getting, that's fine. Set. Now I'm going to put this back on this plate because I need to chop up the marinated artichoke hearts. Now we only need about 5 ounces of those and they are already drained. So I am going to roughly chop these up and get them ready for the stove. All right, we already have our garlic minced, so we are set there. So let's get this oil heated. We have about a tablespoon of oil that we're gonna heat up and then we'll start sizzling this veggies. All right, so we have our oil heated. We're gonna go over, add in our leek, let that go for about 5 minutes. Then we're gonna add in our artichoke hearts and our garlic. We're gonna let that go for another minute and then we're done with the stove because then we're gonna combine our bread that is currently in the oven with our asparagus and our leek mixture. So let's go. Okay, so our bread is done. I'm gonna pop that out of the oven and then put that into a large bowl and then wait for everything else to be ready to combine. All right, y'all, our mixture is ready. We have our bread in our large bowl here. We are going to add in our asparagus and our leek mixture. The garlic smells so good. Okay. You give this a stir. Well, the best of a stir you can. Okay. Because of all the whoops. Oh, Penny's ready. Penny came to the rescue. She's got it. We're fine. Okay. So now that that's mixed together, we are going to add in a cup of the cheese that we have here. All right. We're going to toss to combine. And then we're going to throw this into the baking dish, which I already have prepared. And right here. So this is, how big is this? 3 quarts casserole dish. And so this is already buttered, so I threw butter on the bottom. I'm gonna put this in here. It'll be easier for me to mix as it comes out. Yum. All right, perfecto. Let's get this in there. Got a rogue piece of bread that Penny was hoping would be hers, but you're out of luck, young lady. All right. Perfect. Okay. So now we are going to take our 10 eggs. That's right. 10. We're going to crack them. We're going to add that with our milk and our Dijon and our cayenne, but let's crack away first. All right, so we have our eggs lightly beaten. We are going to beat in our mustard, our Dijon. Okay. Then we're going to whisk in our milk. I actually might get a better whisker now that I'm done with the. All right. So this is 2.5 cups of whole milk. We need some salt, which is a teaspoon of kosher salt. And what else? I know something else comes in here, the cayenne pepper. This is not a lot, but enough to have a little kick. I think it's a 1/2 teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon, yeah. All right, it is ready for us. So now that this is all set, we are going to just dump this on top of the sourdough and leek mixture. Okay. Whisk in milk, salt, cayenne pepper. Just move. Okay, yes. Pour this over. Okay. Make sure it's all touching in there. Okay. Smells amazing. All right. And then we're going to sprinkle the rest in here. This cheese right on top. Now this is when, if you're preparing this advanced, this is when you would throw some plastic wrap on it, throw in the fridge, and then bake it when you're ready. But in our case, because we're doing this, we are going to bake this for, let's see how long she says. A little bit of time, about an hour. So we're gonna bake this for 1 hour, and then try it out. So temperature at 350 almost. 1 hour later, I'll see you. All right, our vegetable strata is ready to go. Let's check it out. Okay. I like it. Let me just take one more bite. This is good. You know, it's like a quiche, but like not like a quiche, if that makes sense. Quiche is like so breakfasty, but this has like the artichoke hearts, it has the garlic. This tastes very good, unexpectedly, honestly. Because I wasn't sure when it came out of the oven if I was gonna love it, but I actually really like it. It's really good. So this is definitely something you can prepare in advance, throw it in the fridge. If you are preparing in advance, take it out of the fridge 30 minutes before you bake it so it can kind of become more room temp, then throw it in there. But this is a really nice side, I'm not gonna lie. It's different, people aren't gonna expect it. I like it, I'm a fan. So thank you so much for stopping by at the Peppered Peach to watch me make this vegetable strata. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.